The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And we welcome you in for yet another day, our final day here from the Players' Championship. Frangie, Hayes Carlyon on location. JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. One more terrific day out here. Oh, my God, what was today? Here's the new drug today. It might be as good a weather day as I've ever been out here. I mean, of all the years we've ever come, it was that good today.
It's glorious. I mean, you couldn't draw this up any better. No humidity at all. It's just perfect. Sunny, very comfortable temperatures, and everybody's having a ball.
I mean, honest to God, we're not kidding when we say this. It today was about as good as the weather today was about as good as it could be. I mean, It really was. It was. Hayes and I were talking about this earlier. It was one of those days where if you wanted to wear shorts, you could wear shorts. You weren't going to be cold. If you wanted to wear a hoodie and long pants, you weren't going to be hot. It was a pick your clothes weather day, and it was really gorgeous today. So we are very blessed to have been out here. And
it reminded me of, remember they used to do this back in I think the 80s. Maybe they did it in the 1990s when you'd watch an NFL game and they'd say, "You make the call," and they'd show you the
right.
the play, and you'd have to decide. And then they'd come back and tell you what the official call was. A, we need to bring that back. But B, it was a you make the call day here at the Players. If you prefer shorts and a golf shirt, you were fine. And if you like to be a little bit more bundled up, it was fitting for that as well. But glorious day.
It really, really was. So we'll get to the Gators in a minute. I watched a lot of golf this morning. You and I ducked out to watch the Gator game, so we could talk about that. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's start with the golf. Boy, some guys went low today, didn't they?
Yeah, you started to see the cream rise to the top of the board in terms of Xander Schauffele, who, last year I think people forget was dealing with a rib injury pretty much throughout the entire year. Took so much so that he didn't even make the final the FedEx Cup playoff, the top 30, which is unthinkable considering the year prior he won 2 majors and announced himself as a player that went from best player to never win a major in that conversation, even though he's still a relatively young guy, to winning 2 back to back, and then had the rib injury, kind of had a lost season last year. But this is a course that really should suit him well, and just spectacular golf. But great to see Oberg making a charge. It looks like it's going to be an outstanding conclusion. Obviously, we got moving day tomorrow, and then the final round. It should be a drama-filled, action-packed Players' Championship.
Yeah, I do get the sense it's going to be they're going low. I mean, and then again, Lee will be here in just a minute. Lee Smith, as always, stops by, and we'll see him in just a second, and we'll talk a little bit about what his expectations are. But I do get the sense we're going to have some people go low. We already got Schauffele at 10. I don't. Sometimes that stops and slows down. I don't sense that this tournament.
Well, the wind, I mean, again, that's where you start, and it just doesn't seem like right now the wind is, overly difficult to gauge. At least where we are on 10. There's plenty of tall trees around us, and it certainly doesn't seem like they're overly bothered by wind. So, I mean, if the conditions are benign in terms of that, and the rough is long. I mean, they grew the rough out longer than they have in previous years. So if you're inaccurate, you're going to have some difficulty hacking it out of the rough. But yeah, if you've got control of your drive, and it's certainly there for the taking.
Oberg just hit a 29 on his front 9, 2 eagles, 3 birdies. He's 10 under. It's too easy.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you this, Hayes. Hayes. We got out here. I got out here very early. Watched a lot of golf. Watched probably about 3 hours of golf. Got with you afterwards. And we watched it, and we're watching the Florida game nearby at our friends at the Aqua Grill. We pulled up to the bar, so we're watching the Florida game because we just walked next door. And at one point, Oberg's on 4, and you remember you looked at me, you go, he keeps playing like this. He might get to 12.
Right.
And he was like at 8 or something, through 4 holes. Well, to JJ's point, he's at 10 under right now, and he's through 9 holes. To JJ, to your point, after throwing up a 29?
7 under on the front 9.
That's unbelievable.
So right now as we sit here, Xander Schauffele is in after back-to-back rounds of 69 and 65 today at minus 10. Ludwig Oberg, 69 yesterday, and who knows what he's going to shoot today, but he's already at 10 under with 9 holes to play. And then, of course, Cameron Young is at 9. He's finished for the day. Corey Connors, I watched him for a while today. Boy, he's a good player. He's at minus 8. He's finished for the day. Sepp Straka at -7 finished for the day as well. So we'll certainly tell you. But I got a hunch they're going to go low. So we'll see what winds up happening. And we'll ask Lee Smith kind of give you his thoughts on where everybody went today and where this thing seems to be headed. He checks in at about 4:15. All kind of things we'll get to today. We'll kind of wrap up free agency as best we can. A little bit of activity in the division, not really with the Jaguars. We'll certainly touch on that a little bit today. Fun things to get to. But college basketball is on. Boy, the Noles played well again last night, didn't they?
Really well. It's a shame that shot didn't go down.
It really is.
Yeah, great conclusion to the season for Luke Laux and that club. And, boy, Duke dodged a bullet for sure. I thought when it left McCrae's hand, it was in.
Yeah, I did too. And I will tell you this too. We've said it all along. You're probably right. They're probably missing the field. But, boy, they're 18 and 14, I think that's what it is. 18 and 14, they finished 10 and 8 in the league. 2 more wins in the league. 20 and 12 and 12 and 6. They're probably in.
Yeah,
I think it's 2 league games.
Their net improved. They were outside the top 100 when this streak began. I mean, remember they were 0-5 in the ACC and outside the top 100 in the net. Florida State's net now is 62nd. Now that's not going to be good enough for them to draw, at large consideration. But look, if the committee solely based it off of, since the start of the calendar year, Florida State would absolutely be in the field. But again, you can make that argument. Look, if you started at January 1st, Florida would be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. So, I mean,
good point.
there's a lot to that. But certainly, I think it is a shame that Florida State didn't get the upset, because then it really would have become a very interesting conversation, because the bubble's incredibly weak. So you could have made an argument, well, if you've got a historically weak bubble, why wouldn't you put in a team that maybe historically wouldn't have the resume, but has been so hot? And to be honest, had they beaten Duke, they might have won the tournament, and then it wouldn't have mattered. Then they're just the ACC champ, and they're in.
Yeah. But an interesting time in the season now, which brings us to the Florida-Kentucky game. Here's the bottom line. I thought Florida, now, and give Kentucky credit. Now, Kentucky's played them to a single-digit loss. Like Kentucky all of a sudden is in the moral victory business. But
I love that.
But Kentucky has been 3 single-digit losses. So Kentucky's a good team. They're a 21-win team that you made a point during the handoff that's going to be somewhere around the a 6 seed thereabouts. Florida played, I thought, and I watch every dribble like you do. I mean, I watch every dribble. I thought Florida played its worst basketball game in 2 months. Clearly its worst game since it played Auburn. Shot 30-some%, had 17 turnovers, 3 of 20 from the arc. Felt sloppy the whole game. Went too fast. Ball got away. Even balls they didn't turn over, I thought balls kind of slipped away from them. Played as lousy as I thought they could play, and won a game that was never in doubt. Literally never in doubt. That's either a testament to maybe the league just isn't very good, or maybe this Florida team is really, really special, or maybe a little bit of both.
Well, again, it speaks to the variety of ways Florida can beat you, because how many clubs are going to beat a team that's easily in the field? Right. I mean, it's just a question of will they be a 5 seed, a 6 seed, a 7 seed, but Kentucky's in. You beat a team like that by 8 on, it's a neutral floor, but certainly Kentucky has the crowd advantage in Nashville, as they always do in the SEC tournament. You could play the SEC tournament in Perth, Australia, and Kentucky would have the crowd advantage. And to shoot 38% from the field with 18 turnovers. So how did they do it? They out-rebounded Kentucky 50-29.
Right.
50-29. And that's what's going to be so difficult to knock Florida out of this tournament or the NCAA tournament. They have so many ways that they can win a basketball game, and even though they were dreadful shooting the ball, they were dreadful protecting the ball, they out-rebounded a team that's as athletically as gifted as, pretty much any team in the country. Kentucky athletically is a probably top 7 roster, and they out-rebounded them by 21, which is just preposterous. So Florida, that Florida is just a buzzsaw.
Gators move on. They play the winner of Tennessee Vanderbilt. That game is starting right now, probably underway right now. We'll certainly talk about that as we go. But
who do you want to win that game?
I'd rather play Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think.
You'd have the rest edge.
Yeah, and
they'd be playing.
I think Vanderbilt's better than Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I'd rather play Tennessee.
Yeah.
Take a break. When we come back, though, it's all about golf. What a gorgeous, gorgeous day it was here at the Players Championship today. Our friend Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players, as always, and our golf analyst, stops by. We're going to talk about what he saw today, what trends that caught his attention, and just a gorgeous day to celebrate a terrific day here at the Players Championship. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, JJ LaSelva, and our friend Lee Smith after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's golf's biggest stage this side of the majors, and 1010XL has you inside the ropes.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by Surfside Pools, San Jose Collision, and Lucas Tree Service. The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard update.
Max Fink here, back with once again another update brought to you by Renewal by Anderson and Dynamic Drives and Design. Ludwig Oberg continues to steal the show. He's on an absolute heater today. After the stretch on the first couple holes, he birdied 1, eagled 2, birdied 3, birdied 4. He was a little bit quiet. And then what better way to finish out your first 9 than eagling again, 2 eagles on 1-9. He tied the greatest 9-hole stretch at TPC Stadium course history. He shoots a 29, ties Shane Lowry's record back in 2016. Now, the course record is totally in play. Tom Hoagie set it back in 2023, and Justin Thomas tied it last year. So 62, definitely in play for the Swede and Texas Tech Red Raider Ludwig Oberg. Just behind him, Cameron Young at 9 under par, Corey Connors at 8 under, Sepp Straka at 7 under, Lee Hodges and Jacob Bridgman at 6 under, Austin Smotherman, Justin Thomas, Maverick McNeely, and Russell Henley at 5 under. So great opportunities for scoring as Ludwig Oberg is proving. And we'll keep you updated on that. If you give us about 20 more minutes, we'll be back again. This has been another update brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Buying a diamond should be fun, not stressful. But at some stores, the pressure can be intense, with pushy salespeople and mandatory deposits. But at Beard's Diamonds, owner John Lupo says that's not cool.
They wanted to sell them only what they had, wanted a deposit right then and there. They did not want them to shop, and we don't do business that way. It's pretty sad that you don't want the consumer to go shopping. That must mean that they're not confident in their pricing.
It's different at Beard's.
We encourage people to shop. We want you to go shopping, to know that you're getting a better deal and a better education at Beard's. We will do anything we can to make you happy without putting deposits down.
No deposits, no commission sales, no pressure, no pricing games, no corporate rule books. John's son Ben sums it up nicely. At Beard's, it's laid back and relationship driven.
There's plenty of options out there, but we're looking to go the extra mile when people want to patronize us, and it brings us great pleasure to see two lives be connected together.
Beard's Diamonds, locally owned with over 4 decades of doing business the right way. At St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
The Players Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com. Before the Gators tip off, get tips from the great Gator. Patrick Young has breakfast with the Drill Friday mornings at 8:30, and they're talking Gators hoops. Take time out with Patrick Young, tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything. including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
All right, it is time to talk golf. Our buddy Lee Smith is here. No matter how busy he is, always stops by, so thank you for that. He's the executive director of the Players Championship. Oh, my God, what a day today. Is this a gorgeous day or what?
Absolutely. I mean, it started with some clouds in the sky and started with selling you and many others a hoodie and something to put on to get warm. And then now sun comes out and it's beautiful and the clouds went away.
I came out a little underprepared. I'm the coldest guy in town, by the way. I went right to the fan shop and contributed to the Smith Fund. Okay, that was my job today.
But that's absolutely what we plan on.
Yeah.
Is,
you even warned me yesterday.
Yeah.
You even told me cut off early. You said, good, it's going to be cold. People will go to the fan shop. And I'm one of the guys that went. By the way, let me say this about your fan shop. For people that haven't been here, it's gigantic. I have no idea how many square foot, but it's gigantic.
40,000. Is it 40,000 square feet?
And so I went in today, and I thought, I'm a little chilly. I want to get a hoodie. And it's freaking packed. I'm thinking, do I really want to do this? I'm not making this up. I walked in. I grabbed what I wanted. The way the lines were, there's one guy in a little window that takes the hanger that you go around the corner. I was out of there in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Honest to God. So you got that figured out. Maybe that's your better half that's got it figured out. But you guys have that. Honest to God, boom, 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 out.
It is. I mean, I think the benefit is that, the team that runs 20 events a year.
Yeah.
So it's not just a one and done thing. So between, stealing from the lights when it goes on and goes off at a target versus taking off hangers at this particular place, but certainly try to make it as seamless and frictionless as possible. And I think they do a really good job because a lot of times in retail, you get scared by the line. I'm guilty of that. That I find something I like, and if I feel like I got to wait in line, I'll put it back and leave.
Yeah.
And I think they do a really good job of filtering people through there quickly.
Yeah, mitigated that for sure, because I'm the same way. By the way, I'm the most impatient person when you run right through it. All right, stories of the day. Xander Schauffele, who you picked to win the golf tournament. Ludwig Oberg, who you're the first person I had talked to, probably last year you were telling us about him. They were the stars of the day, both at 10 under. Oberg's still on the golf course. May go lower. He's only played 10 holes. What do you make of today's activity at the top?
Yeah, I think it's unbelievable. I mean, we said to a little bit off air, but, starting birdie eagle, birdie, and being 5 under par after 4.
Yeah.
We all dream about doing that from 6,000 yards.
Right.
Ludwig Oberg is doing that from 7,400 yards. And as I mentioned, on their scorecards, these elite players, 3s and 2s don't add up very fast.
Right.
And that's why they end up shooting in the 60s. But it sounds like he just hit it close on 10, and so we may have a course record being threatened as he enters the back 9.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Xander, had the rib injury last year after winning 2 majors the year prior. Boy, he looks like he has refound his elite form.
I'll tell you, he's fun to watch swing the golf club. I mean, Ludwig is too, at obviously a totally different body type. But I think Xander, just the smoothness and the fluidity and just he's just Gumby-like at the top. That is almost one of those that we should all try to pattern ourselves after. And when he's swinging well, and obviously then rolling it over on the greens, Xander can really get it going. And I think there was some flashes of that in the first few tournaments of the year, which is why I felt that, and then combine that with his the way he played here in 24. Kind of pointed towards him, be feeling comfortable and being playing well at this tournament.
Lee, it's a good leaderboard. I mean, all leaderboards are good. There's the best players in the world. I get that. But Sepp Straka has played well the last couple of years. We all know what Jacob Bridgman's done this year. Justin Thomas is one of the elite names in golf. You told us a little bit about Maverick McNeely. There's a lot of guys in that, but it's a good leaderboard. I mean, you as the executive director, you like a good leaderboard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from us looking at it, one thing that we always talk about with the rules staff is obviously this golf course tends to generate a leaderboard and a winner that obviously is playing the best. There's no lucking your way around here.
Right.
You then combine that with kind of the perception or our context outside the ropes, and you always look for some excitement and leaderboards, that have some big names and superstars showing up for people to watch on TV and people to want to show up on Saturday and Sunday. And, it certainly looks like we're going to have a leaderboard full of stars.
Let's talk about a couple of the, superstars at the top of the tour, Scheffler and Rory. Rory got done for the day at 1 over. 1 over for the tournament, which is right where the projected cut is now. Scheffler on that line as well. He still has his back 9 to play, but 1 over for the day, 1 over for the tournament. Surprise, I guess. With Rory, I guess it's hard to be shocked because of the back issue coming in. But I am surprised we haven't seen a run from Scotty. Now he's got 9 holes, and we know he could get as hot as Oberg at any point. But hopefully those guys are around we know Rory probably will be here for the weekend. You wouldn't think the cut will move to even. I wouldn't think
it doesn't. It doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's interesting. Obviously this is not a golf course that you tend to be able to play well out of the rough. And I don't know exactly the stats, but I know that at least the narrative is that Scotty's not hitting very many fairways, right, and hitting quite a few flares to the right. And, you get out of position on this golf course. It doesn't allow you to attack, tucked pins and with firm greens and all those types of things. I think, Scotty's probably doing well at 1 over. Now, to your point, you get the driver going, you hit 2 or 3 good shots on par 5s and drivable par 4s, and 1 over can turn into 3 under, and now all of a sudden you're kind of in the tournament with a really good Saturday round on moving day. And Rory, I think, is probably just maybe a little tentative, which is probably expected. I think it's great to certainly see him be able to play 2 rounds, and as you mentioned, hopefully he makes the cut and can kind of brush some of that off over the weekend and maybe make a run. And one thing we know is if he's here on the weekend, people are going to come out and watch him.
Right. To that end, Saturday sold out. You broke that story on our air. Friday sold out. Anything new to report?
Yes. Actually, we're able to report now that Sunday is sold out.
How about that?
For the first time in championship history at max capacity. As I said, we announced a Friday sellout, and this will be the first time that obviously you combine those two and have an entire weekend sold out of Friday, Saturday,
First
Sunday.
time ever.
First time ever.
First time
Wow.
this tournament has ever sold out the whole weekend, which speaks to what we've all talked about, and I'm serious about this, the momentum in golf, and a clear microcosm of that is this tournament. The momentum, I was out there a bunch yesterday. I was out there watching a lot of golf today, bumping into a lot of people today. The momentum of what you've created here, what golf has helped you create, is pretty amazing. When you texted me earlier today about the Sunday sellout, I wasn't one bit surprised, and I didn't know that it never all three had sold out. I mean, I didn't know the history. I didn't know that history, but I wasn't surprised one bit. I bet you weren't either.
No, you're exactly right, and I mentioned it numerous times. I mean, one of the things that I remember Brian Rolap saying right at the beginning was he said the sports business isn't that hard.
Yeah.
He said you create a great product, and the fans, business partners, people will rally around it, and you continue to innovate that great product, and the circle will keep going. And I think that's you said it as a microcosm. I think that's what this tournament has done. It's created a swarm of fanfare through all of you in the media. Obviously, the local community and the national community is taking note, and the global community is taking note, but volunteers and media and elected officials and all of those types of things. And I think this is only the beginning, I think, for us to continue to, expand the profile of this event and the interest and the demand. And, ultimately what better way to do that than with our ticket sales and people being able to show up and root on their favorite players.
How do you expect the course to play over the weekend?
I think, it looks like we're going to continue to see 15-mile-an-hour winds, somewhat sustained. And so I think that's only going to dry out the golf course. Maybe a couple of pop-up showers tomorrow, but that was also the forecast for today for the most part. So, I think if some of that moisture stays away, this golf course the greens are going to continue to get a little bit faster. They've sped up from yesterday to today. I think they'll get a little bit faster tomorrow, and you add in that wind, and then obviously the rough's going to only grow another quarter inch overnight, those types of things. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a heck of a tournament to watch in person. But also I think it's going to be a heck of a tournament and a lot of drama on TV. It's one of those things that it feels like this golf course always delivers, some kind of drama. And I think, we're pointing towards that this weekend.
Lee, operationally, from our untrained eyes, it looks perfect. How do you feel about it? Everything, any hiccups, anything, any heartburn, or is it smooth from your angle, your prism as it is from ours?
Yeah. Look, you're always going to have a couple of fires here and there, a couple of surprises, those types of things. And I think our team, when you're dealing with a live outdoor sport, there's always going to be, the opportunity to pivot or maybe even the mandate to pivot on things. But this is, the tournament's been very smooth, and we just, I can't say it enough. We just have such a unbelievable operations team and event services team that, allow me to be here while they're handling a lot of things with clients and venues and the ticketing gates. And, when you say it takes a village, I mean, this is more like a city that is built that we're managing for a week, and our team does it well.
Good to see Brooks Koepka playing well. Last I checked, he was 3 under, so it looks like he's going to be around for the weekend. And he doesn't have a great history here, but great to see Brooks make the cut and be in contention going into the weekend here at the Players as he makes this PGA Tour, reappearance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we've said when the returning member program was announced, is that to any field and to any tour, Brooks Koepka is additive. And I think he's, getting sharper and sharper by the event, right? You have a make the cut. What did he do? He made the cut, then missed the cut, then at Cognizant played a good weekend when he made the cut down there. so I think he's probably knocking the rust off a little bit, and so it's not a surprise to see him play well. It'd be nice, he make a couple 3 more birdies and maybe see his name on the leaderboard, and maybe he can get excited. There's, in our generation, there's no more big game hunter in the past over the last 6-8 years than Koepka, and so when he gets up there, he likes to run away with it.
Well, it's going to be, you're poised for a great finish. It's going to be great weather tomorrow, and now looking like good weather Sunday, right? So
getting better by the minute. We're speaking to our meteorologist 3 or 4 times a day, and he talks about the seaside winds that could push a lot of things and keep it inland and maybe turn out for the best. So I think it's getting better by the hour, and we're certainly excited about that. And then you add sellout to that this place will be full. It'll be an exciting championship Sunday.
Well, I know you're grinding on. Well, what are nice like swanky sponsor dinners for you, or do you grind and go home and go to bed? Well, I mean, this week, what do you do?
There's quite a few of those on my calendar,
right?
But there's quite a few of those that I don't appear at. They are. When you look at your calendar, you've got yes, no, and maybe.
Yeah. Right.
I usually am a yes about a month ago, and then a week ago I'm a maybe, and then
now
usually
you're a no.
day of it ends up being a no.
Well, congratulations, and I mean, I'm honest to God, today's weather was, and I'm probably guilty of a little recency bias, but I was telling Hayes, this is about as perfect as you. For people like me that were stubborn about the May thing, and I told you this, I didn't like it moving from May. I was outspoken about it, but this is perfect. I mean, I thought today was didn't you think, about as perfect? I mean, you've been all over. You're from Illinois. You've worked in Vegas. This is about as perfect as it gets, doesn't it?
I don't think anybody would argue. I mean, this is like a San Diego day, right?
Yes.
It's you open up in the 50s and ultimately get to the 70s.
Yes.
You can feel comfortable in long sleeves, and you can feel comfortable in shorts and short sleeves.
Yeah.
And so, that's it is about perfect, and it looks like tomorrow's going to be very similar.
All right, enjoy the weekend. Thank you for coming by every day. I know how busy you've been, so we certainly appreciate that. We'll check after another successful players. We'll check with you next week.
You got it. Thank you.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies. The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Leaderboard update.
Max Fink here once again with another update for you. This one brought to you by Surfside Pools and Lucas Tree Service. Something you don't see very often is the world #1 and #2 player on the edge of making the cut. Both Rory and Scotty are currently 1 over par. Scotty actually just had a birdie putt a couple feet out and just pushed it past the hole. So he's going to have to clean that one up for par and really struggle to just make the cut here. That would be something if the 2-time Players Champion missed the cut. Along with Rory last year, he's trying to defend. So they should be fine as of now. The cut line is inside of 1 over. So we'll see how that plays out. Round of the day was Xander Schauffele until Ludwig Åberg stepped foot on the course and has just been going scorched earth ever since. 2 eagles on the front 9 and a front 9 record of 29. So incredible day, incredible start for him. We'll see where he takes it on the back, but Åberg and Schauffele are the leader. Cameron Young, 1 back. Corey Connors, 8 under, 2 back. And Sepp Straka, 3 back at 7 under par. We'll be back in about 20 more minutes with another update coming to you. This one brought to you by Corona.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient. The only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit NimnickChevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles there since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities and all we're trying to do to give underprivileged kids a chance to play baseball. Treating you right. Giving the most back to the community. More choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. Visit the showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at NimnickChevy.com. Remember again, who does it best? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Players, one of the biggest events on the PGA Tour, is right here in our backyard. How much do you know about the tournament? Rory McIlroy roared past J.J. Spaun in a playoff that pushed into Monday morning. McIlroy defeating Spaun in a 3-hole aggregate playoff, the 6th time the Players Championship went into extras and the first since 2015. Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. A Jacksonville company proud to be involved in the community.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
Transform your backyard with CSS fireplaces and outdoor living, fire pits, pergolas, screen enclosures, and outdoor kitchens. CSS handles the entire project from start to finish. You dream it, they can build it. Visit CSSOutdoor.com.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We appreciate our friends from Big Chief Tire. We always appreciate the folks at Big Chief. They do a wonderful job, and we thank them for all the good stuff they do for us and around town. 6 locations now. They're on the north side, 2 on the west side. The south side, Orange Park, Mandarin. If you can hear me right now, you are close to a Big Chief Tire Company location for tires and automotive service of any kind, oil changes, brakes, alignments. They do it all, and you can trust them for over 60 years. That means something, folks. That means they've done it right for a long time. We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire Company. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you, JJ LaSelva, back at World Headquarters on a gorgeous day here at the Players Championship. Man, we're having a good time out here. It's just absolutely spectacular. The news of the day, you probably know by now, that Xander Schauffele was very good, 10 under par. He's in the clubhouse. And Ludwig Oberg has been so very, very good. I last had him at 10 through 9 holes or through 10 holes. What do you guys have now? Somewhere thereabouts, right?
Through 10.
Through 10, still at 10 under as well. So that's right, through 10 holes. So Schauffele in the clubhouse with a 69 and a 65. Oberg also shot 69 yesterday, still on the golf course. He is 7 under par, trying to go even lower, shot 29 on the first 9. The Gators beat Kentucky today. Hayes, I thought they didn't play very well. I thought it was the sloppiest game they've played. You've got some of the numbers. An amazing stat that you read to me that our friend Mark, and you said it at the handoff as well. Our friend Mark Long, I think it's the first place you and I saw it, but now it's all over social media.
Yeah, Golden talked about it on his post-game interview with SEC Network.
They have played, Florida has played Kentucky for 120 minutes. For the people that don't follow it closely, a college basketball game is 40 minutes. They've played 3 times. Kentucky has never led in those games. Florida has led the entire, other than 0-0, Florida has led the entire time. So it really is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. And look, it's a good Kentucky team. It's not a great Kentucky team. It's a 7 seeded team when the NCAA tournament comes around. But I will tell you, maybe with the best testament of a team like that is a team that cannot be very good by their standards, not play nearly as well as they're capable of playing, and still won a game. You and I are watching it. It was kind of a weird. It was clunky. And by the way, we've got to stop. We've got to stop the freaking 3 officials going to the damn monitor.
It's brutal.
It's ruining the game.
It is.
I mean, are you kidding me? I'm over it. I mean,
particularly for things that are totally ticky.
I mean, and listen, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. I get it. It's freaking basketball. Who hasn't played City League, Church League, intramural basketball? You know what happens if you play enough basketball? You catch an elbow in the mouth every now and then because that's what happens in the sport. And you catch an elbow in the mouth now, it's a 17-hour delay when the 3 officials look at the damn monitor for a while. What are we doing?
And that was honestly probably the most legitimate one they looked at.
Yeah, but
some of the ones they looked at, we couldn't even identify.
We didn't even know what it was.
What are they looking at here?
And that's with the sound turned up because the broadcasters didn't know either. So anyway, but that's a conversation for another day. Today, Florida wins. They move to the semifinals of the SEC. Have they secured a 1 seed in your opinion?
I think they have. This is a quad 1 win. It's a neutral court win over a team that's inside the top 30 of the net. So it's a nice quad 1 win. So this isn't just, they beat Kentucky. This is a resume builder for Florida. So it's not just getting a win. It's getting an impressive win, one that makes their resume even stronger. And even if they were to lose tomorrow to Vandy or Tennessee, that would be a quad 1 loss. Both those teams are ranked very highly in the net. Again, on a neutral floor, that's going to be a nice quad 1 opportunity. So you're not going to get penalized for losing a game like that. So I think it's locked in. I just don't think UConn plays they may get St. John's again. I don't think it's going to be enough. I understand UConn beat Florida, but this isn't really that close in terms of resume building. Florida has like 6 more quad 1 wins.
6 more.
Yeah, than UConn has. So it's hard. If it was close, you'd give it to UConn because they beat Florida, and I don't think anybody could argue that. But the resumes have gotten a little bit too lopsided for a head-to-head to really play into it. So I would think even if I don't think Florida's going to lose either to Tennessee or Vanderbilt tomorrow, but if they do, I would still expect them to be the final 1 seed, and that would be in the South region that feeds into Houston. And then the only thing there, Lenardi still is projecting Houston as the 2 seed in the South. I just don't think the committee is going to penalize a 1 seed and say your reward for being a 1 seed is that you'd have to play an Elite 8 game in the backyard of the 2 seed. So I still don't think they're going to end up with Houston. I think they'll end up with Illinois, something like that. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. But yes, I think Florida is locked into the 1. What do you think?
I think. Yeah, I kind of do now. I thought I said at first they needed to win out. Now there's so much momentum. So yeah, I think they're probably a 1 seed too. Hayes, what stood out to me, and we'll talk more about it. We're going to go to break and come back with headlines. Hayes, what stood out to me about the whole circumstance of this game today? The circumstance. Florida's everything we talk about. They maul you. Alex Condon. Even when Chinyalu's not a factor, Condon is. When Chinyalu sits down, handlocked it is. Here's what stood out to me. You were playing Kentucky. I know Kentucky's not as good as they've been some years, but at no point before the game, the lead up to the game, during the game when you're not playing very well, it seemed like such an ordinary win. Ordinary wins usually come in the preseason against FAU. That's ordinary wins. Ordinary wins come when someone just happens to have a bad team that year. South Carolina may have a bad team like they did this year, so that's an ordinary win. I don't know. I mean, maybe Vanderbilt or Tennessee will beat them tomorrow. Maybe Arkansas gets them Sunday or Alabama. I don't know. But the casual, does this make sense? The casualness of how Florida just beats people kind of jumps off the page for me.
Well, it's amazing because the texts that I was getting throughout the game, and particularly in the last 10 minutes of the game were, boy, Florida really looks awful today.
Right.
And they did. I mean, I thought it's the worst game they played since the Auburn loss.
Worst game in 2 months. I agree with
that. And so, again, this is what Florida overcame today. Thomas Houck and Urban Clavs are 0 for 8 shooting the three.
Wow. They're two best three-point shooters.
They're two best shooters. They shot 38% as a club from the floor. 18 turnovers, which is a ridiculously high amount for where Florida has been playing in this win streak. But again, why did they still win a game against a quality opponent by 8 points on a neutral floor in front of a majority Kentucky fan base? Because they out-rebounded the Wildcats 50-29.
Pretty amazing.
Which is just remarkable.
The Gators move on. They play tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the semifinals of the SEC tournament. Hayes has headlines after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Get Florida Gators play-by-play on 1010XL.
It's a weekend of spring baseball in the swamp. 23rd ranked Florida and South Carolina. Friday and Saturday night and Sunday at 1 on 1010 AM.
All right, Jacksonville, spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Spring break means road trip, beach days, and time on the road. Before you pack the car and head out, make sure your vehicle is ready with a visit to Big Chief Tire. From tire checks to brake service and routine maintenance, their expert technicians will ensure your car is road trip ready. With 6 convenient Jacksonville locations, trusted service is always nearby. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Best Bet poker fans, the stakes are high this month as Best Bet dishes out over $700,000 between Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine's poker rooms. Feeling lucky? How about daily high hands, weekend winnings every Friday and Saturday, and go for the green on St. Patrick's Day, where a royal flush in clubs wins up to $5,000. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Have you been thinking about selling your home and you haven't pulled the trigger? Let me tell you about Chad and Sandy and the experts that will help you make that decision. Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building, so now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Need to sell now, need to sell fast, need max price. Check, check, check. Chad and Sandy have the science behind it. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jonathan writes from Mount Pleasant. The only thing standing between me and my dream of hitting the road in my RV was selling my Mount Pleasant home. After hearing Chad and Sandy on the radio, I gave them a call. The results were unreal. In just 3 days, I had multiple offers at full asking price. So can you. Call the local experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200 or ChadAndSandy.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here as we are live at the Players' Championship. JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. I am Hayes Carline on a gorgeous day at the stadium course here. And what a leaderboard that is shaping into form as we get late into Friday afternoon. Xander Schauffele, Ludwig Oberg at 10 under. JJ was just telling us Ludwig has a chance to even go solo. Has he done that?
I don't think he got the eagle, but
No,
I think
he missed the eagle putt,
He
yeah.
birdied, so he's birdied, so he is. By the way, did he
He's
start
8 under for the day.
Yeah, did he start on the front or back? I should know this, and I don't. Where did he start?
started on the front.
Okay, so he just played both number 2 and both 11 are both par 5s. So he just birdied number 11 right behind us. He birdied the par 5. So he now is at 11 under, Hayes. 8 under for the day. With obviously heading to number 12.
It's going to be fantastic in a couple hours when Oberg gets to the island green.
Oh, can you imagine?
That is going to be quite a scene. Let's get to a couple of the world-class players that are not faring so well, but at least one of them is safe. Rory McIlroy in at 1 over par. Obviously, Rory had the back issue coming in, didn't really get a lot of prep for this event. It does look like he's going to be safe for the weekend. He's T56 right now. Again, a first round 74, shot a 71 today, so a little better, 100 today. But good that Rory McIlroy will at least be here for the weekend. If you want to see Rory, probably need to be out here early on Saturday morning.
Yeah, and you know what? Good for him. He probably could have. He didn't want to sit out. He probably knew he wasn't going to be a factor. His back's hurt. He hadn't practiced much. But I tell you what, man. Dude still draws a crowd, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you now, he might be the top. With no more Tiger and no more Phil, he's probably the top draw out here. Now, maybe Scheffler, but boy, he's got a crowd, Rory.
Without a doubt. And to get to Scheffler, I mean, he is in some serious danger of not being around for the weekend. Scheffler is currently 1 over, so he's on the right side of the cut, and he still has 8 holes to play. But boy, he has really not been in form. So, we haven't really seen Scotty have 2 mediocre to poor rounds. He's had some tough Thursdays, but has always come back and played pretty strong the rest of the way. But, you look at last week at Arnie's event and then this week where, we're not even sure if he's going to make the cut here. Scotty Scheffler, that's, we're finally starting to see some potential vulnerability there.
Well, he's human.
Right.
Before he became great, he was really good, but had to get his putting under control. He became a good putter and then became the most elite player in the world. Well, by now we know it. He's blocking balls right, and he's blocking, and until he gets it under control, look, it's freaking hard. I mean, it's the most elite players in the world, and if you're off just a little bit, they're going by you. Even if you're great, and Scotty Scheffler's a great player. He's not going anywhere, by the way. Scotty's going to rebound. But it might take a while till he gets that part figured out. It really might.
Am I the only one who's like kind of not excited that he's not up there, but it's like a breath of fresh air that it's going to be somebody else that'll win this thing?
No, I don't feel. I hear you, but I don't feel that way,
Okay.
JJ.
I just feel like if he was 8 under right now, I'd be thinking, well, he's just going to win it this weekend.
Yeah. You're right. Here he comes. I hear you, but I golf's more fun sports are more fun when the great ones continue to be great. So, but again, I don't think he's going to. It may take a few more tournaments, but I'll bet you we're going to sit here and mirror something. I think at some point midsummer we're going to say, "Oh, Scheffler won again." I think some of those are coming.
I think fans are going to be very encouraged when they do see the players that have made the cut, because you look at the guys that are on the wrong side of it, and the biggest name that I see that's not going to be around for the weekend is Shane Lowry. Who's a good player, but not, probably in the top 15 players on tour,
if you're particularly
that fans are coming out to watch. So it looks, again, we could lose world number one Scotty Scheffler if he doesn't get it going over these final 8 holes. But at least as it looks right now, in terms of guys that, and particularly after the Morikawa withdrawal, you sort of worried about losing some star power there. But if Shane Lowry is the top of that list, that's unusual. Normally, we've got 2 or 3 really elite players that don't make it to the weekend. Again, last year, Oberg missed the cut. Hideki Matsuyama missed the cut. And looking at it this year, it looks like the best players on the PGA Tour, for the most part, are going to make it to the weekend.
Yeah, if you've got a ticket, and a lot of you do because everything's sold out, and you're coming out to see names you recognize, there's a bunch of those.
Let's get it to the Jaguars. Chris Rodriguez met with reporters on Zoom today. What are your expectations for the running back?
I said this before, Hayes, to you. I think the running back room needed a little more balance. I thought Bashil Tootin weighs 206 pounds. LaQuinn Allen is tough, but he's about a 200-pound guy. Travis Etienne really ran outside better than he did inside. Chris Rodriguez is 224 pounds. He's a downhill runner. He's a guy that's averaged 4.6 in his career, and that's with 190 carries. That's not just a couple carries here or there. I think he's the closest thing to a between-the-tackles downhill runner that they have had in the last few years, and I expect he will be that. I expect he will be a short yardage guy for them. I expect he will be the guy that runs kind of downhill for them. And, he's kind of what Tank Bigsby might have been had it worked out, right? I think he'll be what Tank Bigsby would have provided had he not left.
Huge roar right around us here on 10. I'm not sure exactly what that might have been. Another Oberg.
11's behind us.
That was a massive roar. So we will hopefully we'll be able to figure out exactly what led to that. But that was was one of the most substantial roars we've heard here all week.
And 12's right behind us too.
Yeah.
11's behind us, and 12's right goes the opposite direction. And 12 is the very short par 4.
Something big just happened.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll keep an eye on it.
We'll keep you posted.
And Ludwig Oberg is on number 12 now. And we would have heard a roar from 12 where we're sitting. We're guessing here.
It's not him. He just hit it he actually hit in the sand. His first bad shot of the day.
All right. Well, somebody did something pretty spectacular. Let's stick on the NFL. Kyler Murray to the Vikings. How do you think that plays out with Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy?
J.J. McCarthy wasn't ready. It was very clear. Letting Sam Darnold get away was dumb. Obviously, it played out to be dumb. And J.J. McCarthy wasn't ready. It doesn't mean he won't be good in time. They needed to bring in a veteran that can play if J.J. McCarthy, again, is not ready. If anything, he's a stopgap guy. I've never been as high on Murray as others have. I think he's just a guy. But they needed a veteran that's been around the league a little bit, that's been criticized a little bit, that's seen varying defenses. So I would not be surprised if he wins the job. I still think J.J. McCarthy's their future, but he wasn't ready. It was very clear he wasn't ready. And for that reason, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kyler in there.
Let's get it to college basketball. The Gators beat Kentucky 71-63 earlier today to advance to the SEC tournament semifinals, where they will face the winner of Tennessee Vandy. Florida strengthens their case to be a 1 seed by out-rebounding the Wildcats 50-29 to overcome a litany of other errors.
I've been saying this, Hayes. They maul you. They're 95 Nebraska's football team. They're so big, so physical, so fast. They maul you. They weren't very good today. They were rusty. Todd Golden said that after the game. You could sense the rust in how they played. It was sloppy. They got going too fast. What did John Wooden used to say? Play fast, but don't be in a hurry. Well, they were in a hurry today, and so. But that's where they are. They played Kentucky, the bluest of blue bloods. Maybe not a great Kentucky team by their standards. They played, but a team that's a 6 or 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. Played lousy and won easy. That's kind of where, at least for today, that's where the Gators are.
Without a doubt. How about FSU? The Noles take number 1 Duke to the wire in an 80-79 loss in the ACC tournament quarterfinals last night. FSU had a 3 at the buzzer to win it. but it bounced off the rim. Florida State is 18-15 overall and 62nd in the net rankings. So their season is large part over. But what a close to that season for Luke Laus.
They're going to kick themselves. 2 or 3 games, 2 more wins. You're 20-13 and 12-6 in the league, and they're in. And so, but I can tell you, people in Tallahassee think they got the right guy. They're our buddy Ryan O'Halloran's here. We were having dinner the other night. Ryan, you made the point that there's an edge to it. There is an edge. That's today's coach. I don't care if it's Liam Cohen or Todd Golden. The guy with a little bit of an edge, that's the guy that players connect with, and I think they got that in Luke Laus.
Quickly, I have an update on your what happened behind you guys. So JT chipped in from about 80 feet for Eagle.
Wow. Okay, to get to
11.
6?
And on 11.
Okay.
That's right behind us. Okay.
So Justin Thomas has to be at what, 6 or 7?
Yeah, he's at 7 now.
Yeah,
he's at 7. He's at 7 through 11, so good for him.
Yeah,
good for
that's
JT.
a great story.
Continuing to play well.
Yeah, the 2021 Players Champion, playing well as he comes back from an injury. Let's stay on college basketball. The Canes beat Louisville 78-73 last night. Miami will play Virginia tonight at 7 in the ACC semifinals. JJ, are you rallying behind this Canes hoop squad?
If they end up winning the ACC, that would be magnificent, and it might get me to watch a few games.
Watch a game?
Yeah.
JJ might even watch a game, for God's sake.
But
he's tired of all the winning.
They did lose to Louisville to end the regular season, so that is a good, to show the committee, listen, we're good enough to beat this team, and maybe we should be a 6 or 7 seed? What's Miami looking at right now?
I think, 7, maybe even get up to the 6th line.
Yeah, Jay Lucas is good. I think in 2 years, JJ, he's gonna get Miami better. And then you're going to have the can we keep Jay Lucas conversations. I think that's kind of where you're going to be.
When Golden goes to the NBA, Lucas will go to Florida.
Yeah.
He played there for a year.
Yeah, if that were to happen, if Todd Golden left after this year, Jay Lucas would have to be very high on that list.
Of course he would.
I mean, absolutely.
I don't think there's any question.
Let's stay on college basketball. Georgia suffers the ultimate Mike White loss in a 76-72 defeat to Ole Miss. The Rebels had not won back-to-back SEC games since mid-January, but have now pulled off 2 upsets. Of course, the bracket opens right up for Mike White. And what does he do? He loses to a team that he has no business losing to.
And by the way, Mike White's a good coach. Georgia's going to go to back-to-back NCAA tournaments for the first time in 23 years. But then he's also a guy, that's the ceiling, isn't it? To your point, that you can't have that loss. That's a loss that knocks you from an 8 maybe to an 11 seed. You know that? They'll be in, but to your point, I chuckle sometimes when people rag on Mike White because I think he's a way better coach he gets credit for. But in that instance, you can't. That's a bad loss. That is a truly bad loss.
Without a doubt. Let's get to the World Baseball Classic. The U.S. in action tonight against Canada. What are your expectations?
I expect them to win. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't necessarily think they're going to win when they get to the Dominican Republic. I mean, because if the U.S. wins, the Dominican Republic plays tonight at 6:30 in Miami. U.S. plays Canada tonight at 8 o'clock in Houston. If they both win, they play Sunday in Miami. The Dominican Republic doesn't even travel. They're going to. So I think the U.S. wins tonight. I hope Skeens pitches against the DR on Sunday night. That'll be worth watching, no question.
Absolutely. We will get you out on today's musical nugget of the day. I always love these. If you saw the Police at the Jacksonville Coliseum in 1982, you saw that show on this day. Hard to believe it's been that long. That's a long time. The Police, 1982 at the Jacksonville Coliseum. Joan Jett opened.
How about that?
What a show!
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I was probably stumbling around drunk somewhere, not there.
Yeah.
Okay, 1982.
This is Every Breath You Take.
What a great band! Doesn't get enough credit. Sting and the Police. We'll take a break. Hour 2 is next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Radio from another galaxy.
Shall I scramble TAC HQ for an intercept?
What's its current position? 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
I want you to forget what you saw here today.
The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Leaderboard update.
Max Fink back here again with another championship update for you. This one's brought to you by Roundtree Sod and Taco Lou. Ludwig Oberg birdied again. He birdied the 11th hole. He just had another birdie attempt at 12. Unfortunately, just pushed it a little bit past the hole. He is the solo leader right now, 11 under par. Xander Schauffele won back at 10 under. Scotty Scheffler made a huge birdie. He was getting close to the cut line, but that puts Scheffler back at even par. Right now, the cut line's inside of 2 over, so Scheffler does look comfortable, but the back 9 on TPC Sawgrass, especially those finishing 3 holes, depending on how you're playing, can be pretty treacherous. So he's not safe yet, but he's looking good. And then Justin Thomas with one of the loudest roars of the day on hole number 11, chipped in from 80 feet for eagle. JT is right in this thing. He's 7 under par, just 4 back from Oberg's lead. JT obviously missed a bunch of time with a back injury and then had 2 pretty horrific rounds last week at the Arnold Palmer, 79-79, I believe. So it's good to see JT back playing well. Give us about 20 more minutes. We'll update you on all the latest information. Again, for now, this one was brought to you by Atlantic Infinity.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. If you're looking to get cards graded by PSA or some advice on what to do with your old sports cards, every Wednesday and Friday from 1 to 6 p.m., Seth and Maria review cards for PSA submission. We then mail them out if they're grade worthy. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament. You can enter the bracket challenge at 1010XL.com right now. Monday morning, you can make your picks. Then when the tourney starts Thursday, print your bracket out and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free Budweiser. And the bracket challenge winner gets 2 tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The Players Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers, they take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. 10-10
Take.
The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. The Players' Championship is in the best shape it has ever been in, and that means in the history of the event. I was here in 1982 when Jerry Pate jumped in the lake. I've been to just about all of those. I've missed a few of them for Final Fours, but for the most part, I've been at just about every one of these. It's never been healthier. For the first time in the history of the event, it is sold out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That has never happened before. Golf is healthy. Golf has great momentum. I think it started with COVID when everybody started playing golf. Then all of a sudden, all these new golfers were becoming golf fans, and that's happened over the last 3, 4, or 5 years. Golf has incredible momentum, and that has made its way to the Players' Championship. This is a microcosm of that. It's never been healthier. Lee Smith is as good an executive director as I've ever been around. Brian Rolap, I think, is a very forward-thinking, aggressive commissioner in waiting. I love where golf is. If you haven't been out to the Players' Championship, and it's sold out over the weekend, but get your hands on your buddy's ticket if you can, because it's never been better. It's never felt better. This is such an important part of Jacksonville sports fabric, and I love where it is now more than where it's ever been. I know there's some recency bias. There always is. But I love where this thing is. It's never been better than it is right now, and that's the 10-10 Take.
Yeah, it's very well said. They said March is going to be major, and we're halfway through to that. I mean, it's been a spectacular start. I mean, anybody that doesn't think this is a major championship, I mean, it's you come out, you soak this up, and you see the great champions that this event has produced, and we're well on our way to that again. I mean, Xander Schauffele is a 2-time major champion. Ludwig Oberg hasn't won a major yet, but he just got here. So this could certainly be the launching point for Ludwig if he's able to hold on and capture this prestigious trophy. So it's been a joy being out here. It's the best week of the year, and it's an event that keeps gaining momentum. And I do think sooner rather than later, this will be recognized as a major championship.
Ludwig Oberg at 11 under through 12 holes leads the tournament. Xander Schauffele right behind him at 10 under par. We'll take a break, get it back to some NFL talk. Pete Prisco's next, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The game's best golfers and one of the most beautiful courses in the world. Catch live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates from the Players, capped by Corona, Campione Law, and TopDressing.com on 1010XL. The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard update.
Max Fink back again with another Players Championship update. This one brought to you by Purple Heart Pools and Duck Duck Rooter. Ludwig Oberg running away with the show today. An incredible day out on the stadium course. Set the course record for 9 holes on the front with 2 eagles in that. 2 incredible eagles. He is just on another planet today. He's 8 under on his round. He's got a 1-shot lead on Xander Schauffele. And he's still got a good amount of holes to go. He's only played 12 holes, so he's on 13 right now. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, who was in danger of missing the cut. He's still sliding under the radar. He's currently at even par. He's on hole number 12 right now. The cut line is inside of 2 over par. Usually we see a couple big names miss the cut, but today nothing really sticks out to me. Ben Griffin, couple-time winner on PGA Tour, Shane Lowry. But other than that, the big frame names of the PGA Tour look to be safe where we stand now. So everybody's trying to catch Oberg. Cam Young, he's 2 back at 9 under. Corey Connors, 8 under. Sepp Straka, 7 under with Justin Thomas, who's out there right now. He had that marvelous eagle back on number 11, but he's kind of cooled off a little bit. So still some good scoring opportunities available. Trying to catch the Swede Ludvig Oberg. 20 more minutes. We'll be back for another update. This one was brought to you by Julington Creek Pest Control.
We went to probably 4 or 5 jewelry stores.
Jacksonville's Mitch Fandel went to the town center looking for an engagement ring, but found the big box corporate jewelry experience wasn't for him.
Nobody's really helping us. One of the stores, some people walked in behind us and they were offered beer and champagne, and I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff, so I don't really look the part. So I was like, well, I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if they think we can afford to shop here or what.
So he went across and discovered locally owned Beards Diamonds.
When I walked in, everybody just said, hey, welcome in, welcome to Beards.
Mitch loved the service and attention he got at Beards and ended up with a bigger, better quality diamond.
It was about twice the size of what I thought I could afford, and it was also about twice the size of what my wife thought she wanted.
Today, Mitch tells all his friends, shop local, shop Beards.
You're going to get the best deal on the best diamond.
Unbeatable value, unmatched selection, uncompromising personal service.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beards.
Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
The key to victory is anticipation.
The road to the regular season rides through the Combine, free agency, the draft, OTAs, and mini camps. They should be fun to watch. Follow the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here, and I want to tell you about Beach's Dermatology. And my doctor, Dr. Metz. I've been going to Dr. Metz for, I don't know how many years, decades. I got the scars to prove it. Listen, gents, I love the beach. I love to play golf. I love Florida. I love to go to my kids' games in the hot sun all weekend long. Summer's basically here, and the sun will be shining. Don't forget your sunscreen. Trust me on this. You need to go get checked out today. It's more important than you think. Give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Julington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
player.
Homeowners, you taking a look at your lawn yet? Let me guess. You're looking at your lawn wondering what to do after a historically cold season. Well, if you want your lawn to bounce back quick, you gotta call topdressing.com. Nobody else can do what they do. Their proprietary process. I've never seen anything like it, and neither will your neighbors. They will have your lawn looking like a golf course. Nobody else can do it. They're no secret now, so get ahead of it. Call for a free estimate. Be the envy of your neighbors. Top dress your lawn like the pros with topdressing.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, Pete Prisco's Report, always brought to you by our friends at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Look, I don't care who it is you root for. They've got more autographed items. They've got more collectibles. It's the best in town, man, over there on Phillips Highway, right at Shad Road. Check them out. It's a big store. You'll love the people there. You'll love the people you're going to deal with. You will love Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. So head over there and say hello. And, of course, you can find them on all those social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pete Prisco joins us 1 week into free agency. Pete, what caught your attention? It almost, maybe it's because the Jags didn't have much going on, that it almost seemed like a dull week of free agency for me. Did you feel that way, or am I just kind of feeling that way because I'm here?
Well, I mean, the Max Crosby situation made it kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's right.
Know? And then there's some interesting moves. Like I think Kyler Murray going to the Vikings is an interesting one, but it wasn't a great class, and there were a lot of people who overspent a lot of money to try and land some of those guys. So I think with that in mind, it kind of was one of those years where you go, okay, nothing great, nothing real exciting, and when it doesn't happen for you guys right there in the backyard, I think it kind of takes you out of the whole situation from keeping an eye on it. Plus, the players is there this week, so it kind of really takes your eye off of it.
You called the Crosby Hendricks thing from a mile away. What'd you think of the Ravens' approach to that?
It was kind of dirty, and I think what they did, and they can talk till they're blue in the face that this isn't what they did, but they saw that the price tag for Hendrickson came down because initially he was wanting between $30 and $40 million, which he wasn't going to get, and when his price tag came down, they did what I said they should do, which is don't give up 2 first-round picks for Crosby when you can sign Hendrickson. And I think that they had buyer's remorse, and they decided to back out of the deal because we all know, and you can pass anybody you want to on a physical. I mean, that's the reality of it. If you want the guy, you're going to pass him on the physical. They clearly wanted to get out of this situation, and they did. So in the end, it ended up working out for him because you still got those 2 first-round picks. But it was a lot of people around the league didn't think it was very above board for what they did.
Pete, was there a market at all for Max Crosby other than the Ravens, but nobody was going to give up the 2 1s, and the Ravens weren't going to let him go for anything less? Is that how this whole thing played out in your mind?
Yeah, and at one point they were asking for 2 1s and a player, and then it came down to 2 1s, and there were some teams that were still in it, but not willing to give up the 2 1s. Cowboys being one of them after they gave up, they got the 2 1s for Crosby last year. So I think when you look at it from that standpoint, the Ravens paid a lot to try and get him, and then they got an out on it. They got a way to get out of it, and they ended up, with the 2 1s and getting a pass rusher in Hendrickson. He's not as good as Crosby, but he's not far off of that either.
Chris Rodriguez signs with the Jaguars. Did you like that move?
Good, tough, physical back. I mean, you don't pay him a ton of money. You get him in there. They know him. Liam Cohn knows him from his days at Kentucky. And I think that's, it's the wise thing to do. You get a young veteran who doesn't have a lot of carries on his body. You don't pay him a ton of money. And you put him in there and say, okay, Tootin's going to be the lead back. You're going to be in the mix, and Allen's going to be good on third down. And I like that approach. I don't think you need to spend a lot of money on running back. So, yeah, that one worked for me. I think keeping Monteric Brown was big for them. There were teams on the market who wanted to get Monteric Brown. And he's developed himself into a good corner. He's not a great corner, but he's a good corner and a guy who, when you look at him, really good in zone, knows how to play it, improved the man coverage. You can't do what they did with him a couple of years ago and have him, covering somebody across the field because that's not what he does. But I thought that move was really important for them to get him locked up.
Pete, I want to go back to Rodriguez for a second. Give me your thought. Here's what I think. Number one, they need another guy, a veteran in the running back room, because it all of a sudden became a very young room. But I think beyond that, I said this earlier in the program. I said it yesterday. Bashal Tootin might be running back one, but he's 206 pounds. LaQuinn Allen's barely 200 pounds. They're tough, physical, good football players. Going to be here a long time. But this guy is 225. He's averaged 4.6 a carry in the league. He's a downhill runner or closer to it. Don't you think a different style? I mean, ETN was a good player, but he was a better runner outside than inside. Don't you sense that the fact that Rodriguez is a different style player is a big part of this as well?
Yeah, and you mentioned that ETN was a good player, but he wasn't a great inside the tackles runner, and that's something they want to get better at. And I think getting a guy with that physical presence, like you mentioned, will make them better. So yeah, I'm in a 100% agreement with you. I don't think you break the bank. You know how I feel about that position. You don't break the bank for that position, particularly when you have two young guys. So I think this is the right approach, and there were probably some other guys they were looking at as well. But I think this worked out for the best because they know him, Cone knows him, and he is a tough physical runner on the inside.
What were some moves that you thought were mistakes? Is like Malik Willis at the top of that list for you?
That's a strange one for me. And I get it. They're desperate for a quarterback. They know him. They watched him in practice. Jeff Hafley watched him in practice, so he understands what he can and can't do. But I just don't think he's the answer to their quarterback situation. But more than that, the next year's class is going to be outstanding. And there should be 7, 8, 9 guys in that draft class next year. And I that are legitimate NFL, guys who can possibly start. Some will be superstars. So why would you want to do that if you're the Miami Dolphins? I don't understand that. And then the flip side is the Jets spent a lot of money on the defensive side of the ball for older guys and then go out and trade for Geno Smith. And so what is your message? Do you have all those draft picks next year? You're going to get a quarterback next year. But by the time that quarterback's ready to play, those old guys aren't going to be on your roster. So some of these teams make some strange moves. And then I go to the Colts. And this is me. And I sent this out early during the whole process, and it kind of got some legs. Why wouldn't you take the tag off of Daniel Jones and get Kyler Murray for $1.3 million? Is there a $40 million difference between Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray, particularly Daniel Jones coming off what is, an Achilles injury, and we know that's going to take time to come back from. I didn't understand that move for the Colts.
Interesting. Final thing or two, Pete. Okay, for the Jaguars now, in what's the next phase of player procurement here. There's still some time left. You can always sign free agents after the big rush. The draft is around the corner. Where do you see them headed? We all know 3 technique, edge, a veteran corner, but what's next for this this next part of player procurement for the Jaguars as you see it?
Yeah, I think, they're kind of in a situation where they don't have to force anything, Frank. I mean, yeah, you'd like to get a big body in the middle, but you don't have to force that. You'd like to get some more, guys that can rush the passer, maybe edgy, twitchy guys. That's the one thing they lack. Where's the twitchy guy? They don't have that, and I think if you look through the draft, there are a lot of guys in the draft who are twitchy and good pass rushers. So I think they looked at it from that standpoint, which is why they didn't go out and spend any money on that position. So I think big body in the middle and a twitchy edge rusher. But, you can never go wrong in a situation where you take best available player either. You look at that and you go, okay, what do they really need? Going into next season, what do they really need? They need a big body, but do they really? They can get by with what they have. They need a twitchy guy, but they can get by with what they have. So their positions they can play with what they have. The bottom line is they need to get guys for the future who are going to be dominant, I think, inside player and a twitchy pass rusher. And, part of that is when they move, if they do get a twitchy guy, they can move Trayvon Walker inside, which I've been pushing for that for a long time. I think he'd be great playing a lot more on the inside, being able to rush the passer.
Do you think there's a chance that Caleb Banks now falls to 56, breaking his foot at the Combine, coming off a disappointing year where he really wasn't available for most of the year for the Gators? Because he kind of fits what they need in terms of a defensive tackle that has some pass rush ability, at least it seems.
Yeah, but again, are you going to draft a guy who is hurt all the time? I mean, that was the boy. You guys know, you're Gator fans. I mean, you look at him, and I was standing next to him.
He's good, but you're right. He's hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And I told Rand Carthon, I go, look at him. That's the definition of what you want him to look like when they get off the bus playing defensive tackle. That's what he is. But he was good at times, but did he ever play to that? You know what I mean? There's always
I thought he
concern
did.
that.
Not last
Yeah,
year because he
at
was
times.
hurt, but the year prior, he really came on that last month.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's a good player, and he looks the part. But again, the injury issues, and here you are again.
Yep.
If you were healthy, I'd think about that. But they need to get some. I think they need big guy in the middle, like you said, maybe a guy like that. But they need a twitchy edge rusher, and there are guys out there that I like, and I think they can get some where they're drafted.
It'll be interesting to see if that's where they go. Pete Prisco does a great job talking NFL football with us, brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Pete, have a great weekend, man. Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, Pete Prisco talking NFL, always brought to you by Showtime Sports Cars and Collectibles on Phillips Highway at the corner of Shad Road. If you're a collector, if you're a fan of anybody, head to Showtime today. We'll take a break. Our friend Ryan O'Halloran's here. He'll stop by in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Choose your social channel. Twitter at 1010XL, Facebook at 1010XL, Instagram at 1010XL, TikTok at 1010XL, YouTube at 1010XL. 1010XL is there. The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Leaderboard update.
Max Fink here, back with another Players Update for you, brought to you by Capital Glass and Shower Doors and San Jose Collision. Some drama from Brooks Koepka in his first Players Championship back in a couple of years. He went on a run to start the end of the front nine into the back. He got to 4 under par. He just missed. He double bogeyed his last hole. He's now currently 1 over par, in jeopardy of missing the cut. He's still got a handful of holes to play, so keep an eye on Brooks Koepka. What looked like he was having a great round, not so good after all. That feature group of JT and Scotty, they both put one pretty close. They have chances for birdie. Yesterday we saw a lot of balls in the water on 17, 18 in total. 2025 round one, there was 11 in total, so blew it out. Not quite as many today, but JJ LaSelva pointed out it's been 6 rounds now without a hole-in-one, so we'll see if we jinx it here and get a hole-in-one today, but should be a front pin tomorrow, so maybe players get a little more aggressive going after it, try to make a hole-in-one and end that streak. Oberg still in the lead at 11 under par, followed by Schauffele 10 under, Cam Young at 9 under, Connors at 8 under, and Straka at 7 under. 20 more minutes. We'll have one final update for you before we head to the weekend of the Players Championship. This one was brought to you by Sawgrass Asset Management.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com, the rapid equity loan program, can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500, or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hi, I'm Donovan Darius, 10-year NFL strong safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm hosting my celebratory 150 and 151st Football Life Camp this spring break for kids ages 6 through 13. The dates for these camps are March 16th and 18th at 5:30 to 8 p.m. These kids will learn speed, agility, football competition, life skills, and much more. If you'd like to sign your kids up or you'd like to support or volunteer, go to DariusNextLevelTraining.com.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks. Hicken here and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right, Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. All kinds of great features on Prize Picks, too, like stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So, like, hey, Steph Curry, points, 3-pointers, assists. Now you can pick them all in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. But remember, you got to download the Prize Picks app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right, but you must put in code 1010XL, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's all on Prize Picks. Prize Picks, man. It's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
The golden moment today, our friend Lee Smith stopped by. What a terrific job he does. He always does a terrific job. He's an outstanding executive director, and this tournament is as good as it's ever been. He talked about the beautiful weather and the fact that there's some awfully good players at the top of that leaderboard. It was always great to catch up with Lee, and that is our golden moment of the show today. Quick update, Ludwig Oberg got a drop on 14, hardest hole in the golf course, because apparently his ball was plugged in the rough, which you don't see that very often. A ball in the rough usually sits in the rough.
Yeah, because we haven't had that much rain.
No,
I mean, it rained yesterday, but not.
But if it's plugged,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the rule.
yeah.
So there you go. Ryan O'Halloran's with us, the columnist for the Times Union. How you doing, buddy?
Ace, I'm good.
Good to see you. Very well done. And I've told him I expect that to continue. I don't expect there to be any drop off.
Ace Frehley, Ace Frangie.
Yes, yes. Well, and we lost Ace Frehley, so you only have Ace Frangie left now. So hey,
good. I have no idea what time it is. My phone's been dead for like 2 hours. I mean, it could be David Lingmerth across the leaderboard if I know anything. But I probably went to 3 or 4 of these when I lived here the first time. This is the best weather day I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I grew up with the event, and I think it is well. So it's a great event. I'm going to rapid fire a bunch of stuff other than Jaguars at you. First of all, what's it been like? I mean, you're a full-time columnist now. You wrote some columns in Denver and Buffalo. You're now a columnist. Have you enjoyed it? Have you settled in? What's it been like?
Enjoyed it and settled in. The Jaguar season was a pleasant surprise, so that carried us to mid-January.
Yeah.
And so that was good. You still get a lot of NFL. Florida football and Florida State football were so bad, but I think some Napier columns did well, so that sort of wrote itself. And then also just sort of branching out on some stuff. I really enjoyed going to Florida basketball. I thought that was a blast. And then doing this week, and then also dabbling with the high school stuff. It's been fun to get a variety.
The high school stuff has really been outstanding. Tell us about
Thanks.
some of the stuff that you've been able to document.
Yeah, and did a couple during high school football, and then we're like, okay, this state tournament is going to be here. There's 7 classes, boys and girls. So we had 10 local teams, and asked, hey, what are a couple of good stories? So I wrote about Providence and Bishop Kenny's boys teams going into the tournament. Wrote about the Providence boys when they won the title. Then last week I was like, okay, if a team wins a state title, they're going to get a column. And so last night, Bishop Kenny girls played in the title game, and they won, and so that was fun to watch. But it's it's just they appreciate you being there. Not that that's what you're looking for, but it's just a bonus that say, hey, thanks for coming out.
Ryan, I've told you this offline. I'll say it online here too. I really love the job you've done, and I also told you this offline. Ryan, we've known Ryan a long time. I knew how much you knew about the NFL. You've lived the NFL from Washington to here to Denver, Buffalo. That's been your life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your professional life has been the NFL. I said, all right, I want to see how Ryan does with UNF and JU, with Florida football, Florida basketball, with FSU football and FSU basketball. I think the fact that you have really leaned into those is a big deal, and I think you've done a really good job. Was that part of the plan when you got here?
It was, and because up until when I worked in Washington, we had so many teams,
Yeah.
and so I didn't do a lot of Redskins in the off season because I did college basketball, I
Okay.
did playoff hockey, did horse racing.
Yeah.
Here, the first time around, there's just not anything else to cover. And then Denver did a lot of Avalanche hockey, and then Buffalo, a lot of colleges and stuff. So that was part of my pitch to them is you are not getting a Jaguar columnist because if you are, I'm not interested.
Good.
And then being able to, branch out and do those things. And to me, it keeps you sharp because you just can't show up and feel like you're doing your job well. You have to really dig in and learn about these people before you even start the game.
You mentioned Florida basketball. What's it been like getting to know Todd Golden, and what do you think of him moving forward?
Well, he's a heck of a coach. I mean, watching him in person is awesome because he is 40 minutes of, the highlight of the year has been the 2 games John Summerall has sat next to where Todd Golden stands, and Summerall is like the biggest fan in the world. So they're high-fiving during the game. So,
Right.
but I tell you what, at 5-4, when we're at that Titans Jaguars regular season finale, you thought they were in trouble.
Yeah.
But the guy turned around and they got functional guard play, which then they got on a roll. So I think they're going to go to the Final Four. And, every year that you have him is a bonus.
We were at dinner, the 3 of us, a couple nights ago, and you got talking about, or was it last night? I don't know what it was. But
a couple nights ago.
You got. I'm an old guy. So we forget stuff. But you got talking about Luke Laux and the edge he has.
Yeah.
We haven't met him yet. I know the FSU people. I know a lot of them that really think they've got the right guy. What have you seen in him?
I visited him way back in September.
Okay.
And, I talked about his road and his mentors, and, he played the game at Florida State, played it professionally. So he has that cachet in terms of the players. And what really impressed me is when I talked to his assistants, and they said, this guy had never coached college basketball, but he dove into the recruiting. They said he's going to be a closer with these players because he can show the championship rings. And at ACC Media Day, they asked him, who's the most famous player that will answer your phone right now? Steph Curry answered.
Yeah.
That helps on the recruiting trail.
Yeah, it does.
So I think they have a good class coming in. They lose 6 seniors, but you said it, Frank, earlier in the show. If they would just gotten 1 or 2 or 3 more of those non-conference wins, or they got blown up by NC State at home.
I know.
So they're a tournament team. They just screwed up too much early.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wanted to get your sense of the AFC South. Obviously, the Jaguars haven't been overly active, but how do you see that division now as we get to the draft and we start to look at the upcoming season?
I think Jaguars should be favored. I don't want to say by default because I think they're a good team. Nothing anybody's done over the last week has said they really have level jumped. The Texans are like trading offensive linemen. You're not supposed to do that. And, then they're trying again at running back. And, the CJ Stroud we saw in the playoffs, I don't think that's him full time, but that leaves some scar tissue. The Colts, they had no choice but to extend Daniel Jones. And then they traded Pittman today for a sack of beans.
What was it?
It was a Pittman and a 7th for a 6th.
Wow.
So it's just a giveaway. And then the Titans, let's face it, at least they've admitted they're in a wide scale build.
Yeah, and they have been for a while. Final thing, I'm going to ask you one Jaguars question. All right, you have been in the NFL forever. You covered Washington. You got Denver in some down years. You got Buffalo with Sean McDermott in some very good years. When you were here in Jacksonville covering the Jags, up and down years. What do you think of this regime? Tony, Gladstone, Liam? I'm over the moon, but I'm also the voice of the team, so I'm supposed to be over the moon. But I think there's no limit to where this thing's headed. What do you think?
Well, you should be over the moon about the head coach.
Yeah.
He is. We talk about, what does he provide us? He's the most insightful head coach I've ever covered. I've covered Joe Gibbs, Mike Shanahan, covered Gus. We all love Gus. But this guy, it makes a difference when your head coach is the offensive play caller because he can, it's on him. And when Trevor Lawrence wasn't playing well, it was on him. So as for the regime, now we're going to find out. They had to fill all those holes last offseason. This past week, I'm sure they've showed discipline out of necessity, but also discipline because they could have signed anybody. They just could have dummied up years and moved stuff around, but I think they showed restraint, saying, hey, they like the team they got. They want to be able to get some extra picks next year. And so I think where James Gladstone's going to make his stamp is night 2 of the draft, when he has 4 picks in the top 100 from 56 to 100. Then in day 3, where I think he's going to trade some of those picks to get 2027 capital, because 11 guys are not going to make this 53-man roster.
Brian O'Halloran, the Times Union columnist, and great to have you part of the 1010 family too, bro.
Yeah, awesome. I enjoyed it all.
Great job. We'll take a break. Back to wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Selection Sunday for both the men's and women's basketball tournament will be this weekend. Michigan is the betting favorite to cut down the nets in Indianapolis, winning the men's championship. They are plus 300. The Duke Blue Devils, the ACC's top team, at plus 350. Arizona is at plus 500. The Florida Gators, the national champions, are plus 600. Houston, who lost in the finals to Florida last season, plus 1,200. Illinois at plus 2,000. UConn is the overwhelming favorite to cut down the nets for the women's championship. The Huskies are minus 290. UCLA plus 550. Texas is at plus 750.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
All right, Jackson, let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Tara Loggeman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Here's a simple tip for shoulder health to improve your posture. Slouching can put extra stress on your shoulders, leading to pain and injury. Make sure your head is over your shoulders are relaxed and pulled back, and your spine is properly aligned, whether you're sitting or standing. If you sit for long periods of time, make sure to get up and take breaks and work on pulling your shoulders back. Get up and get moving, Jacks. And go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing the game. Spring and summer registration going on right now. Log on to i9sports.com to see all they've got to offer for kids ages 3 and up. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for spring and summer. Great new locations added like Tofoy Creek High School and Westside Middle. Get your kids in the game with I9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount at i9sports.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Hey gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, let's say hello to my buddy Rick Ballou as we wrap up a week. Rick, what a day out here today. Ludwig Oberg and Xander Schauffele playing really golfing their balls.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to sit back and watch, especially since I pick Oberg and put my house, my neighbor's house, and everyone else on it. So we'll see what he does over the weekend. But, yeah, it's been just a pleasure to watch him play. A 29 going out, the 7th ever 29th or 7th ever 29 there at the Players. And this thing is really heating up. It was 13.5 on the stimp meter, and it seemed like yesterday afternoon they were having a little bit of trouble judging the speed of the greens. Not today. It's playing a lot easier, so I'm going to be fascinated to see what they do. I know they rolled them this morning, but the whole word was they were going to try to make this course more difficult this year, and it is not played that way today on this Friday.
It really had. It's going to be interesting. Now, I will say this. Lee Smith told us he thinks the greens are going to get faster. It's going to dry out a little bit, so we'll see if it gets tougher coming up in just a bit. Rick, what's coming up tonight on the program?
Well, we're going to keep everyone updated. As you know, Oberg's still on the golf course, and looks like the cut line right now is +2. So there's some guys in danger of making the cut. Scotty Scheffler, right now, 69 consecutive cuts. Obviously, that's the record on the PGA Tour. So we'll do all that. The Jaguars created a little bit more money today as well. So we'll talk a little bit of football. But primarily, Frank, it's going to be, the Players' Championship and everything that's going on here during the second round.
All right. A lot of Players' Championships to talk about. Thank you, Rick.
See you guys.
Rick Ballou goes into the night. That'll do it for our program. JJ, great work all week, bro. You had to manage a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
That's been fun, hasn't it?
It's been great.
I love this week.
Can we come back next week for another tournament?
Let's do it again. Yeah. You're right, Hayes. You're talking about this best week of the year. It really is. It really felt the way.
It's been fantastic. Thank you to everybody here.
And absolutely. Thanks to all the people, the players that have had us out and done a great job at helping us. And all of our shows have had a fun time coming out. Rick Ballou is next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.